In this video, I'm going to be setting up Azure Blob Storage with BFFless. Currently, I have it set up. Currently, if you browse to Site Settings, Infrastructure, you will see that I currently have it set up to be a local file system so that when I upload, it's going to be writing to my DigitalOcean droplet. This will not scale as I will run out of space on my DigitalOcean virtual machine. So in order to set up Azure Storage, we're going to go over to our documentation on Azure Blob Storage, go to the Azure portal link. You'll have to create a Microsoft Azure account if you don't already have one. From here, you go to Storage Accounts and Create. Let's go ahead and split this in a side view. Next, you'll need to set a resource group if you don't already have one. I'll create a new one just for the sake of it. The storage account name, say J5S storage account. Preferred storage type is just going to be Azure Blob Storage, standard performance, and we have some information types of redundancy. We're just going to need our lowest cost option here, which is locally redundant storage. And we're going to click Review and Create. Takes a little bit. After it's done, we're going to create a container. Then we'll get an account key. Azure is probably a little bit more complicated in my opinion. They use different words for things, and so it's a different mental model. I think the container is a bit like a bucket, so they call it a container, though. That's how I think about it. It really does take a little bit longer than setting it up on DigitalOcean or AWS. Just be patient. All right, all that just about it. Click Create. Note the storage account name we created. I'm going to copy that. We'll use that later. Let's go back to BFFless. We're going to migrate storage. We're going to start it. Azure Blob Storage. This is a storage account name. Now we have to enter our container name. So let's go ahead and create our container next. So in your storage account, go to Data Storage Containers. So still creating. Let's let it. It's still working, I think. Let's let it finish. There we go. Click to our storage account, Data Containers. And now we need to add a new container. Let's make this a little bigger. We'll call this container J5S Assets. Click Create. We have our container name. It's private access. Now we need to go get our account key under Security and Networking. Access keys. And here is our access key. We're going to copy our access key. It just says key. Maybe I could do a better job here. This says account key. That's your access key. And make sure you copy the container name that we created. Going back to containers. Let's see. Again, this is a little bit more confusing for me than, there it is, than the others. So our container name is J5S assets. We need to copy this name. And we're going to paste it in here. And our access tier is hot. That's the access tier I chose when setting this up originally. So if we go back to our storage account, we should see the access tier. It's hot that we selected. I have additional information here about access tiers. You'll want it set a hot access tier. So once you have all these variables set, you can click continue. And again, it's only a few hundred files. It shouldn't take too long. We start the migration. Awesome. Now that the migration is complete, we can go check out our data, go into our containers, see if our assets were migrated. Awesome. Looks like it did everything here. Now we're still going to need to configure cores. Let's go ahead and do that. The cores configuration is going to be on the storage account level. So go to your storage account and go down to settings, resource sharing, cores. From here, we're going to add our cores headers, allowed origins. We're going to say https admin.j5s.dev. Allowed methods. We're going to do those. Get, put, post, delete. Now, again, I'm going to be more restrictive with allowed headers. See if it lets me comma separate these values. Exposed headers, we'll say star, and max age 3600. Now we shouldn't, doing it for admin.j5, admin.yourdomain should be enough. This should be good. Let's go ahead and give this a try. All right, successfully saved. Let's go ahead and switch provider. And let's try uploading from the browser. Let's go ahead and create a new repo. Test foo. Create deployment. Click add folder. Select the folder, the files you want to upload. This is our website. Let's select a new branch, main, create deployment. Perfect. Let's browse to our files. And here's our website, served from Azure off of BFFless. So this recaps our migration from local file storage on DigitalOcean Droplet to a bucket on Microsoft Azure. This way we can upload as many files as we want, and we don't have to worry about those assets taking up file storage on side of our DigitalOcean Droplet. Hope you enjoy this content. If you have any issues or questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks.